Hello. Hi, Dan.
Hello.
And I'm really curious because in the first season of Loki, we have seen for the first time the multiverse being with the eyes of Loki. Now we have to face the consequences of what they have done. And they are experiencing a new situation. Now you are free, but this freedom has a price. So how have you translated this incredible, intimate sensation in your episode?
It's it's exactly that. It was the understanding that you had Loki from the Avengers, where he, definitely was much more the villain. Seeing his life experience in the time theater changed him, and it made him starting to question himself and use the still acted out as Loki, but I think there's a lot of more self-introspection, and as a result of that, coming into season 2, that's present in his mind, especially with, what happened at the end, being betrayed by Sylvie, understanding who remained, and seeing, him being the only one that knows it, the only one that can stop it and save it. And so going into season 2, you now have Loki in that mindset, in terms of, being more self-aware. And in my episode, you start to see how that kind of state of being that he's in, how he interacts with the other characters. In a lot of ways, he's more receptive to letting them in, and more receptive himself from being involved in their, problems and issues, where before as the arrogant god of mischief, you wouldn't think about that at all. And, seen in some of the trailers, you see some of the bad side, Loki kind of going back to his bad side. But, it's him, I think, now trying to find the balance and understand, who he's going to be, as a great message for this season.
It's even a more choral asset in this moment, because we see all the other characters that are near Loki, like Mobius, like Sylvie, that are really suffering in a certain way this new reality in which they live. This is a multiverse, but they have idealistically all the possibilities in the reality, but they are not able to live what they really want. Sylvie is quite angry with what the situation is. Mobius seems in a sort of soft acceptance of this. There is a moment in which the two of them talks, and you can understand what's happening there. And that is the moment in which you start asking, okay, what's really happening in this series?
I think it's what streaming shows give us. We have the time to explore those issues in greater depth and across multiple characters. You are, in a feature, you'll have time for the main characters, arc, and maybe another minor arc for another character. But you're seeing it across, Mobius and Sylvie and Brad Wolf, in their way, they're all just different facets of what someone would feel, the representational of a larger group of people. What Mobius is feeling is probably what a lot of other TVA agents are feeling. Brad Wolf's feeling some desires that other people might feel, and in that sense, they're very representational of the phenomenon of the TVA, and seeing basically a rug pulled out from underneath you, and everything is not what you believe, and then how are you going to deal with that?
Yeah, I think that's probably the real importance of this season is looking how they evolve from what they have done in the precedent season with changing the multiverse, not only a reality, the entire multiverse.
And then bringing them closer too, and then in some ways, some characters being driven apart and some of their characters being brought closer.
You're driving me crazy.